Hey everyone, sorry if the lighting looks crazy today, but it's pouring raining outside and very dark, so I was forced to use some artificial lighting, which I don't normally like to do, but I wanted to continue on with my video that I started yesterday, where I was giving you ideas of ways that you can reduce the stress in your life. We're all exposed to loads of stress coming at us from so many different directions, whether it be your job, or if you're in school, or it could be money problems, it could be family problems, it could be health problems. You know, you might be, if you have health problems, you might be living with a lot of pain. You may have mobility issues. You may have just gone through a breakup. Whatever the case may be, we all have stress in our lives, and everybody wants to be happy, and everybody wants to reduce the amount of stress and unhappiness in their life. So I've lived a long time. I'm pretty old and I've learned a thing or two about managing stress and problems and things like that, and I want to share the things that I have learned, offer up some suggestions, and so I'm just going to take over from where I left off yesterday. Now, when I left off yesterday, one of the last suggestion that I had given you was to read a book. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, books are expensive, and you know, I don't have a lot of disposable income. Go to your local library. Go to it while you still can, because I'm so afraid that someday there will be no more libraries, because it seems like just books in general are not becoming very popular anymore. I mean, look at Borders Bookstore, right? I used to work for them a few years back, and who would have ever thought that they would go out of business? And Barnes & Noble is not really doing that great either. So I'm concerned about, you know, how long it's going to be before the budget for libraries may not be there anymore, you know. So enjoy that resource while you still have it. I like to take out books from the library for two reasons. Number one, because I can't afford to keep buying books, but secondly, because once I read a book, it's going to be a long time before I want to read that book again, if ever. So why buy a book and then just have it sit on a bookshelf collecting dust? I would rather just go to the library and read it and return it and move on to something else. But that's totally up to you. I know some people like to collect books and have a nice collection. I do have a lot of books from when I used to buy them, but I don't really buy that many books anymore. So we'll take over from there where I left off with reading a book. Okay, I've got a lot of ideas, so I've got it all written down in front of me. Okay, another thing you can do to reduce the stress in your life is talk to someone about whatever it is that's bothering you. Now, this is where having a strong support network comes in. You know, if you're married, talk to your spouse. If you have a friend that you can talk to them, or any friend or family member or spouse is going to be your best bet. I mean, obviously you can talk to a professional, but really, they're getting paid to talk to you, so it's not the same thing as someone who genuinely cares about you and, you know, your problems. So talk to somebody that you care about, and even if you don't find any solutions to the problems, just talking about it is going to make you feel better. Okay, the next suggestion is get a hobby. A lot of people have too much time on their hands, or when they do have free time, they don't really use it wisely. If you're one of those people that don't have a lot of free time, then this is even more important for you. But finding a hobby is a really good way to spend your time doing something that you love. And I mean, there are just so many different hobbies that you can have, and they don't have to cost a lot of money. It just all depends on what it is that you like to do. So try to find something that you enjoy. And makeup was kind of a hobby for me while I was doing my YouTube channel on it, but I just found that, you know, it costs a lot of money to be a makeup collector, and I wanted to refocus this channel on something that was a little bit more important than that. Okay, cooking and baking. You have to eat anyway, so why not get good at it as far as what you make? I spend a lot of time making dinners for my husband and I. And I make, a lot of the things that I make are very old-fashioned, you know, making things from scratch. And I do use some shortcuts now and then, and, you know, try to make things that are a little bit easier depending on what's going on with my schedule that day. But I find it very rewarding to sit down to a really nice meal every night, and if I wasn't interested in cooking, then we wouldn't be doing that. And not only that, but nutritionally, anything that you make yourself is going to be so much better than something that's prepared by a restaurant or something that's frozen that you're just heating up. So yeah, cooking can be a hobby too, and you can get quite creative. I mean, all right, let's take for example my dinner that I made last night. I made us a nice tuna casserole, but traditionally tuna casserole has peas in it. Well, I decided to try some fresh broccoli instead, and it was really good because of course everybody knows that broccoli and cheese go together well. So yeah, we liked it a lot, and you know, it was a nice change from the peas, and it's fun to just, you know, experiment with different ingredients with recipes that you've always made a certain way. Try something different once in a while. Pets. Pets can be very good at reducing the stress in your life. If you pet your pet, it's been scientifically proven that it reduces your blood pressure just by the act of petting their fur. And it feels good to them too. So having a pet can be great, especially for somebody who isn't married and is single and lives alone. The pet will be another living, breathing thing in your space that you can interact with, and you know, you can talk to them too, because really, who's gonna know? So you know, having a pet is a great stress reducer. Okay, my next suggestion is something that didn't work well for me personally, but I know it does work well for a lot of other people, and that is meditation. I always wanted to be someone who meditated, and I gave it my best shot so many times, but I just don't have the attention span for it, which just proves that I need it probably more than other people do, because I can't concentrate. But you know, I sit there and I try to meditate and my mind wanders, and day after day after day I would try to stick with it and, you know, focus on my breathing and all that, and I just didn't have the patience to keep with it. But I know that if I had, it would be very rewarding and would probably be very good at reducing the stress in my life. So maybe I just need to, you know, keep at it. I don't know, but I get discouraged because I have a hard time concentrating on it. But if that's something you've thought about doing, give it a try, and if you have any pointers as to how I could succeed on that, let me know. Meditation, yeah. Listening to music is another good way to reduce stress, especially relaxing music. If you look for it, you can find lots of instrumental type relaxing music that you can just put on in the background, just if you want to chill out and relax, or even when you're doing something else. Like sometimes I'll be in the middle of doing something and then I'll put on some relaxing music to just have in the background, and it sort of gives you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're doing. Like the book that I've been reading lately, you know, I'll get out the book and I'll sit down and read it, and then I'll put the relaxing music on, and the two things together form this wonderful atmosphere around me that I don't know, it just makes you feel good. Relaxing music, I'm a big fan of it. Okay, let's see, what else? Getting involved in a cause. This is something that it's a great way to spend your free time just making a difference, doing something to help somebody else. This is a big part of the reason why I changed my channel from makeup to whatever you want to call what it is that I'm doing now, because I wanted to do something that would make a difference. I figured if I changed my videos from makeup to, like I said, whatever this is now, I thought if these videos help even one person, I will have made a difference. I want to be a part of the solution, not the problem. And I feel like doing all those videos on makeup was not good for a lot of reasons. It was fueling my addiction to makeup and shopping and wasting a lot of money that I didn't have, frankly. And I feel like with the whole makeup community on YouTube, you know, we keep showing you things and showing you things and showing you things, and it makes you want to go out and buy stuff. And the same thing was happening to me. You know, I was watching other people's videos and I'd see something and it's like, oh, I have to have that. And the thing is, it's a temporary high because you never seem to get enough, if you know what I mean. I mean, you just keep buying stuff, and how much stuff can you really use, you know? And that's another reason why I was just needed to step away from that, because I have enough makeup to last me for as long as it will last. That's the other thing, you know, it does go bad after a while and you have to throw it away. And when you throw it away, you're looking at all this money that you spent and it's like, oh my God, you know, what a waste. So I'm just gonna buy things now that I need, like makeup remover, moisturizer, Q-tips, you know, baby shampoo to wash my brushes, just things that I need. Cotton squares, cotton balls, that sort of thing. I'm not gonna buy any more makeup unless I absolutely, it's something that I have to have, you know, something that I run out of. Like mascaras you throw away quite frequently, so I'm sure I'll have to buy that in a few months when I need another one. But yeah, I really wanted to step away from that and do something that made a difference. So getting back to what I was saying, there's so many things that you can get involved in to help other people, and it makes you feel so great. I remember one year I got involved with this organization, and what it was is it was raising money to buy Christmas presents for children whose parents couldn't afford to do so. And what I used to do was I used to just go to this office every day and answer the phone, and it was people calling in that were making donations, and then you would assign like a child's information to that person, and you know, they would be responsible for buying whatever was on your list that the child had requested. And I couldn't afford to actually buy any presents for the kids myself, so I donated my time instead. And that was so rewarding to go there and answer that phone every day. I think I spent 2 hours a day doing that during the Christmas season, and I'll tell you, it feels just as good to help somebody else as it does for someone to help you. And so getting involved in anything that you feel passionate about, you know, you could go and donate your time to an animal shelter, and you could go walk the dogs every day. I mean, you could volunteer at a soup kitchen. There's just so many things that you can do to help other people, and it feels great. I highly recommend it. So that's what I'm going to try to do with my videos now, is just put forth something that is going to help people. And I've learned a lot over the course of my life, and I'm starting to like take notes and stuff and try to remember all the things that I would want to pass on to somebody else. You know, in other societies, older people are considered wise and a great resource to learn from. But for some reason in this country, we don't seem to view older people that way. You know, they get tucked away. They get tucked away in nursing homes or whatever, or forgotten about, and people don't respect them the way they do in other cultures. And there's definitely something wrong with that, because after you've lived your life, you look back and you realize the mistakes that you've made, or you think about what you could have done differently, and other people can definitely learn from that. I mean, everybody has to live their own life the way they see fit, but I wish that I could go back to my teenage self and tell them everything that I know now, and, you know, have like a redo. And anyways, yeah, boy, did I get off on a tangent there or what. The last thing that I'm gonna suggest is setting goals. Setting goals isn't necessarily going to reduce the stress in your life, but I feel like it's something important that I'm gonna lump into this video anyway. It's just something that makes you feel good when you have that sense of accomplishment. So now that we're getting closer to the end of the year, you know, some people like to set goals anyway, and whatever it is that you've wanted to do for a long, long time, whether it be quit smoking or lose weight or whatever it is that is something that you've been procrastinating on that you really would like to do, setting that goal and making any kind of step towards it. You know, even if you don't do it as much as you would like to. Like, for example, let's say you want to start eating healthier. You know, even if you eat healthier 2 days a week, that's a step towards that goal. I mean, nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to do things that they're not supposed to do, or not do them as well as they would like to. But even if you take a small step towards a goal, that's better than not taking any step at all. So that is part 2 and the end of this particular video, but I have lots of other ideas in store for things that I can talk about that will be helpful, and I hope you're enjoying this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.